cost you a lot less than you think, and you'll save a lot of money over time. Call the Timeshare Exit Hotline now. It's a free consultation.
800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. 800-824-5131. That's 800-824-5131.
The Lou Information Station presents Art City Now with Vic Faust.
Oh, that caught us, quote. I heard you say we're going live. We need to start live. Can we start that on the Facebook a little earlier, Projo?
Yeah.
Let's do that like 5 minutes early.
Okay.
Because that gives more people a chance to get in on the show. So you and I can have that conversation now and only one person's in.
All right.
So it's like we're having a work meeting while we're on the phone. So that's good. Hi, guys. And is it me or do they have the air on in here?
Yeah, they have it on every day.
No, it doesn't. It's hot in here.
Oh, it's hot?
Oh my gosh, is it hot? Yes. Thank you guys for welcoming to the show. Nobody's listening yet, but you know, we can kind of do what we want to do until there's people listening.
There might be some people on AM.
Nobody listens. Nobody listens at dark 30. Welcome into the show, guys. Art City Now, Vic Faust. Projo's back. Well, thank God you're here, man. You had me afraid yesterday. What the heck was going on with you?
Well, this is a lesson to everybody. Don't ever try to adjust even your either your meds or your supplements on your own. Definitely make sure that you research it first.
What did you do? What's the lesson learned for people?
I started taking too much zinc on a regular basis, and it kind of screwed me up.
Oh, so you're trying to be healthy.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. That's the goal.
Okay, we got that. Be careful with your zinc intake.
Well, any kind of supplement. I mean, even if you think a supplement's safe, make sure that you check the max dosage.
Okay. All right. Well, it's good to have you back.
Well, thanks.
I mean, I was talking to you yesterday and you're like, oh my gosh. It's like, I literally was afraid. So I had to check up on you yesterday. I was like,
yeah.
Is Projo still, is he still with us? Everything all right? I mean,
yeah, it wasn't
hanging in.
It wasn't a good morning.
No, it didn't sound like it. Wasn't for me either.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like, what's going on? Okay.
I tried to help as much as I could from bed.
But it worked. No, it worked out. We can do this without you here.
Right?
We can.
Yeah.
And your help from home. And it's a good thing. And we love it.
As long as the electricity doesn't go out.
Yeah, that's true. Greg says too much vitamin THC. I
knew he was going to say
I knew it was that. We're going to call it zinc.
Yeah.
And it was too much marijuana.
Oh, the green smoke flu.
The marijuana. That's exactly what it was.
I've heard of brown bottle flu for people who drink too much, but
I think you got a hold of a bad batch of green or gummies or whatever you guys call it in your marijuana worlds. Well, you are here. Glad you're with us, Projo. And at least you're talking all right. I mean, you seem like you're decent. So I'm sure I wonder if people have had any issues when they've taken new supplements, if something's gone awry. You know, one of those things that can happen when you start looking at, oh yeah, I'm going to get healthier. I'm going to do this. But I wouldn't think that you'd be somebody who wouldn't know what you were doing.
Well,
so I guess you're just not the expert in supplements.
I got cocky. Let's just put it that way. I started feeling better. I've been getting healthier. I've been working out lately. And so I decided to start taking myself off of my own blood pressure medicine, like cutting that in half and then cutting my zinc intake or doubling it. So yeah, that really screwed my blood pressure and everything up. So I was a mess all weekend.
But you're back. That's a good thing.
I am.
Yeah, if you who was taking care of Darth Vader?
Oh, he was with me he was taking care of me.
Okay, national days. Hey guys, welcome into the show. That's the voice of Projo. Sometimes you hear him, sometimes you see him. We wished we'd hear him and see him all the time, but it's a mystery. And our national days of the week today, kind of a mystery of some play. It's Play-Doh Day, National Play-Doh Day, National Guacamole Day, Step Family Day, Mayflower. What does all this mean anyway? National Working Parents Day. I mean, what does any of this mean? Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day, Collect Rocks Day. Tomorrow's Kick Rocks Day. It's National Tattoo Story Day. What does that mean?
I guess you tell stories of your tattoos. Barber Day.
Mickey Rourke 72, Amy Poehler's 53, Molly Shannon 60. How about Richard Mark 61? He looks great. David Copperfield 69. Okay. Jennifer Tilly 66. So there's Greg. Thank you for jumping in and telling us from that standpoint what you had. Greg tells me he's got an innate ability to predict weather. I don't know what makes him better than the rest of the meteorologists out there, Dave Murray and so forth. But he swears that he is a genius when it comes to this. I don't know. I don't know how he wants to do this.
He's got bones that predict the weather.
He does. Listener Greg, does he want to come on or does he need time? Does he need time to figure it out? Does he need time to put his stuff together?
I have no idea.
That's for you. Greg, he messaged me this morning and said he'd like to come on. I always figure he talks to you first.
Well, I mean, he can call. I'm sure he would call in. I think he knows the number.
He's welcome. By the way, speaking of calling in, today at 7:30, David Gregory, Missouri State Senator, is going to join us on the show to talk about his announcement yesterday where he encouraged Governor Mike Kehoe and the rest of the state of Missouri to enact something called the Missouri Rangers, train police force officers to protect schools from any possible nefarious activities that could happen at our schools. So,
sounds like a solution.
Yeah, and once again, it seems Republicans like it, and I don't know why. I saw Democrats against it. I don't understand how people just. It's like you have to fight with each other, and you can't ever agree on anything.
Mm-hmm.
So Dave will talk about that. Kind of on the heels, also Donald Trump talking about St. Louis yesterday. Quote: "We have to save St. Louis."
Interesting.
I know. National news right there.
I've been watching some clips that people are posting on Washington Street late, like at the night hours, and it's definitely a little. It
was a violent weekend
crazy.
in St. Louis again.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's just it's chaos. It's chaos, which is unfortunate. Not everywhere, but there are people. It's like, where are the parents? Where did people go in regards to raising kids with any sort of humbleness, any sort of respect for themselves and property and others?
I don't understand how people can think that this is an acceptable way and this is what everybody should just accept from here on, that, oh, well, this is just the way it is. And, we're just going to have to deal with it. I hate.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Something's got to happen, and it will happen soon, I'm sure.
So that's going on. We'll talk about that. Also, St. Louis County Council, Mark Harder, put a resolution for a Charlie Kirk Day. It's a Charlie Kirk resolution in St. Louis County. We can talk about that. That's the story that doesn't go away. And it's really affected a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people who I know too. I know a guy. He wasn't even going to church. He went to church because of it, because of Charlie Kirk. I told you about Michelle Tafoya. She said she hadn't been to church in a long time. She went to church yesterday and was upset that, or Sunday, and was upset that the priest didn't put it in the homily. And I disagree with that. I don't think it had to be in a homily or a sermon or whatever.
I don't think it did either. However, the man was known for his godliness.
Yeah,
and if you went to church and nobody mentioned at least his godliness,
yeah, whether you
find that
whether you agree with,
strange.
Here's the other interesting thing. Great point, Projo, in my humble opinion, because when people hear things they don't like, they think you're a hater. And I whether you agree with his politics or not, that man didn't have any hateful bone in his body. Media and certain people will pull different clips. He's mean. He's an arse. He's a jerk. But when you get the full context, not even close to it.
Right.
And if somebody's telling you and using scripture to tell you that what you're doing is wrong, do with it what do you want. I'm not here to judge you. Just don't try to put it and force it on me and that I have to accept it.
Right.
And I've always felt that. Just what people, specifically when it comes to trans and the lifestyles, his interactions with trans and gays and others were nothing but kind. And like, listen, this is my perspective of what you're doing. Now, if somebody want to get nasty with them, then he would maybe meet where they were, but always in truth. So regardless of what it is, Mark Carter's trying to have a resolution, and we have already seen by the national outpour. By the way, did you see all the people getting fired?
Oh, yeah.
Teachers, students getting kicked out of school. I don't know why anybody would celebrate the death of anyone.
Jobs are abundant right now.
But a lot of teachers, that blew my mind, teachers posting like, you're so glad that somebody got murdered.
Right. And
I mean, ugh. Society, we have to be better than that in 2025, whether you agree with something or not.
And for people to
keep an open mind. We have to keep an open mind, whether we like what we hear or not.
And for people to use, oh, this is free speech, I'm just exercising. Well, no, okay, so free speech is free speech. You're allowed to say it, but that doesn't mean that there's not consequences to what you say.
That's for everything.
And it doesn't mean that you have to lose your life, but you can lose your job.
Yeah. And they are. So we can talk about that as well. I haven't had this yet, but there's something called Tender Love Barbecue. They're opening up in a local Schnucks. We'll tell you about that. Looks like TikTok is going to be purchased by a U.S. company. TikTok in China. TikTok. They're coming up on a deal. The Chiefs are 0-2. And what are they doing? They were wearing shirts before the game the other day, supporting a criminal teammate. I mean, it's just, and they're 0-2 on top of it. I just see the Chiefs falling and falling. I mean, I know they're going to get some guys back, but it's not looking great in Kansas City. We'll get into that a little bit. When Taylor Swift was at the game the other day to watch her fiance Travis drop a pass that hit him in the hands and then was intercepted, she was in protection, meaning to protect her from anything like that happened to Charlie Kirk. We'll get into that and explain that. Just a very interesting situation there in KC. 2 NFL games last night. We may be seeing the team that's taking over for the Chiefs in the AFC West. We'll get into that. I know we were talking a little bit about Charlie Kirk, and he has kind of blasted the college system because of return on investment. That was one of his deals. Americans' idea of college and whether it's good or not is at an all-time low.
Should be.
And then on the heels of that, the top 10 most expensive universities in America. And that blew my mind. I was like, oh my Lord. Of course, we talked about David Gregory. He'll be on the show coming up at 7:30. Looking forward to that. And anything else that you guys want to talk about? It's 6/18. It's September 16th. I'm Vic Faust. That's the voice of Projo. Arch City Now here Monday through Friday, 6 to 8 a.m. Rocking and rolling all things St. Louis and other stories that are just so universally being talked about that we'll get into that as well. But we try to focus from a St. Louis perspective. Love it when you guys jump in on the chat. You can do that on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Once again, that's Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can also email us. Have we got any emails lately? archcitynow@gmail.com. Once again, that's archcitynow@gmail.com. Okay. I asked listener Greg, who likes to help us out in the show, about his weather, I guess his weather predicting ability. Is it, and I'm not trying to be funny, does he have a plate in his head? Seriously?
I don't think he has a plate in his head.
I thought he had some sort of plate.
No.
Like in his head or something, or
no,
he's that affected like how he is.
He's got an autonomic
and how he just
disease.
And how he just keeps talking. Greg, thank you, dude. I love you, dude. I love you. I'm heading out. Okay, I'll see you.
Right?
Is that the plate? I thought he had a plate in his head, and I mean this affectionately. Your plate helps you predict the weather. I thought that's what was going on.
I think it's more of the the pots that he has.
Okay. So Greg says every year around this time, his wife asks for his thoughts on the upcoming fall and winter. Unconsciously, he says he keeps track of weather from being in construction or as a courier, driving a flatbed or open back. He always pays attention to the weather. Anyways, people, my prediction, according to Greg and his meteorological experience, up there with Dave Murray, the best forecaster I've ever been around. I was around a lot of them. Nobody else even comes close to that man. He said, my prediction for St. Louis is a dry fall. There you go. Whenever fall arrives. By the way, September is still for another week. September 22nd. Summer is still through September 22nd. He predicts a dry fall. And for the most part, that would go till December. We have to record this to make sure. Cold finally takes a hold. Moisture returns slowly. Maybe a small ice storm near the end of December. Flurries here and there. First heavy snow, 8+ inches. Okay. All right, Greg, I got you. But
that's after January 15th.
Yeah. What do you mean you see after January 15th?
Well, that's what he says.
I just put it up.
Well, it doesn't show the whole thing.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay.
show that part, but it says.
So even the computer had to cut Greg off too?
Yeah, exactly. It was too long for that.
Restream even had to cut Greg off. You're laughing, Greg. Okay. That was funny. I made it funny. Love you, man. Love you guys when you come into the show as well. Art City now. But right now, hotter than Hades.
Yeah.
92 again, 93. The good part is at least late in the day when the sun starts to go down, it starts to get cooler immediately. It's not like it's sitting around and waiting, which is what I see and what I like.
Greg said he tried to call, but apparently nobody answered it.
Oh, come on, Kirkwood. Who's our producer there?
Ryan, I believe.
Rai. Let's go, Rai. 822. Or 855-822.
855-282.
282-8255. Oh, man, it's a Tuesday morning.
Just start hitting 8s, 2s, and 5s.
8s, 2s, and 5s, and eventually you'll get there. Woo! Thank you. 6:22 is the time. All these stories to talk about. Cardinals, by the way, lost last night. I wonder what the attendance was. I watched 0 Cardinals last night. 0. I'm a big-time sports fan. 0. Could care less. 0. Was anybody there? Did anybody see the game? What was the attendance at the game? That's what I would like to find out. I mean, because Cardinals, we're back at home to take on the Reds on a Monday night. And they're out of it for the Cards. I'm checking right now to make sure. Just to see what might have been. But there were 2 NFL games last night, and I guarantee the ratings were really good. The announced attendance was 20,000. There was no way there were 20,000 people there. Anyway, they say there were 20,000. But anyway, Cardinals at a season low mark, 5 games under 500. So they'll go at it again today. They've lost, 6 of the last 7 games now? Or 5 of their last 6? I don't know. But it's a good thing that Greg called so we can make sure that Kirkwood producer Ryan knows that we have a call coming in at 7:30 so that we are ready for that today.
Very true.
To make sure that there are no issues there. Donna says cinnamon raisin bread. It's cinnamon raisin bread day along with some other things. Begging for a picture of Darth again. We got that. Also, when it comes to the forecast and the weather, Greg put the rest of it in there. 8+ inches after the 15th of January. Maybe 2 or 3 onesies when those snows come, and maybe a 4-inch snow late in February, early spring. Okay. Thank you, Greg. Thanks for playing. We appreciate it. Giving us your idea of what is happening around the St. Louis area when it comes to weather. We'll talk about the NFL was on TV last night, 2 NFL games. Their ratings are still doing well. The first game was Tampa at Houston. The Buccaneers win on a final drive. Like him or not, I like Baker Mayfield. He's a winner. The Cleveland Browns are a loser. They've been a losing organization for a long time with losing decisions, and it seems like people that go there, their careers just fall apart. Baker got out of there, and now he looks like one of the league's top quarterbacks playing outside of Cleveland and Tampa. They won again. Tampa 2-0. CJ Stroud, it's like, what happened to him? I mean, he's still a serviceable quarterback, but I guess we thought his ceiling was going to be a lot higher than what it's been. It's like he came out of the gates fast, and it's like he needs people to help him do some things and move forward. Didn't work. So 20-19 there. We can talk more about that in the show. The late game, which I did not stay up for because I was doing this show in the morning. The Chargers, they look like the new dominant AFC West team, now 2-0 after beating Kansas City and beating and beating the Raiders last night. So Kansas City's essentially 3 games out of first place 2 weeks into the year because they lost to the team that's 2-0. What is, a changing of the guard in the NFL. Jim Harbaugh coming back to the Chargers and now turning them around. From the chat line, Michael Randazzo, Judge Michael Randazzo, good to see you this morning on there. He says, good morning, Arch City Now. The book is out today in all forms on Amazon. Congratulations, Michael. We appreciate it. Presiding Over Shadows from Chaos to Order in the Court by Judge Michael Randazzo. We had him on the show last week. We talked about the new book that he had coming out regarding what it was like growing up in a mafia family in the St. Louis area a while back. It's been a while. It hasn't been recent. Also talking about and humanizing judges. And that's what he is. He is a judge, circuit judge. Came in and joined us. We appreciate it, Michael. Hopefully the book's getting, and people who are reading it are enjoyable about it. I will enjoying it. I will be checking that out as well. From the chat line, what? Greg says rumors are Tampa Bay Rays moving to Montreal. I wouldn't be surprised. They don't get much of a crowd in Tampa. It's just not a baseball area. People loved the Expos. They used to be there. I don't know. That's interesting. And we'll see what happens with that story. Thanks for giving us the heads up from that standpoint. Appreciate it. There's also a story that we'll get into today describing what's happening with population in the St. Louis area when it comes to races of people and what we're finding out from the latest census that was taken. I think it's some very, very interesting stuff there. We'll break that down. Lots to get into today. Once again, State Senator David Gregory also joining us live at 7:30 to talk about his initiative. And I like that with Dave. He's always trying to push the ball forward. There's no doubt about it. Not just sitting on the ball, but trying to move the ball down the field. About his idea to put security forces in high school or schools around the state of Missouri and the way that it would be done and how it would be paid for. So we appreciate that as well. We are Arch City Now. We're here till 8 o'clock today, 6 to 8 every day. I'm Vic Faust, Pro Joe alongside. We are your Lou information station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. And coming up today from 8 to 10 o'clock is Hot Take Central 2.0. That is with Cam Jansen, the former St. Louis Blue, as the Blues get closer and closer to kickstarting the preseason, along with his partner, Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. We appreciate you jumping in, guys. We got a lot to get to this morning. Sun not quite up throughout the St. Louis area, but we're here getting you going, as we do every morning, Monday through Friday. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with these stories, plus a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere.
This hour of content on the Lou Information Station is brought to you by Grandpa Pigeons, Johnny Mac's Sporting Goods, and Becky's Carpet and Tile Superstore.
Hey, see that, kids? That's the St. Louis Arch, the gateway to the West.
The Lou Information Station. where we'll always call it Highway 40 or Highway 40 if you're a boomer.
The St. Louis expression?
Stream our content 24/7 at luinfo.com. The Lou Information Station.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The state uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
LouInfo.com news headlines brought to you by Brown and Crouppen. GetBC.com.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. A man has died down near train tracks in St. Louis early Monday morning. Railroad workers spotted him around 3 a.m. and called police. He was taken to the hospital with head injuries but did not survive. One man is dead and two others are recovering after a shooting Sunday night in North St. Louis. Police say it happened around 9 p.m. on North Taylor. The victims were dropped off at the hospital. A 39-year-old man died while two others are stable. Homicide detectives are investigating. A big honor for Forest Park in St. Louis. It just won the 2025 Landmark Award from the American Society of Landscape Architects. The restoration began back in 2000, led by HOK, Forest Park Forever, and the city, reviving spots like Grand Basin and Post-Dispatch Lake. The project aims to preserve its historic charm. Well, the Mediterranean fast casual restaurant chain Cava plans its first St. Louis area location. It'll take over existing space inside the De Pere Corners Shopping Center on Chester Road. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, LouInfo.com weather presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports anytime and anywhere.
Here's your LouInfo.com weather update. We'll be getting sunshine today. The temperatures stay very warm with high pressure in Midwestern states covering our area. Low 90s for the afternoon high. Down 70 and clear for the overnight hours. We get low 90s again on Wednesday with sunny skies. Mid-90s sunny on Thursday. Then we cool off a little bit on Friday. I need you all to see Hamilton for the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at LouInfo.com.
St. Louis's new home of the best in sports coverage is STL Sports Central. Find them on YouTube or at STLSportsCentral.com. With names like Randy Carter and Bernie Mendez leading the way to provide you with the latest news and commentary on all of your favorite St. Louis sports teams, along with great written content and post-game shows after every St. Louis sports team plays. That's STL Sports Central, online or on YouTube.
Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill has a new menu. Hot Shots favorites are still there, like the famous wings, tacos, burgers, and pizzas. Plus, three new things like Big Billy egg rolls, the bold hearted sandwich, the buffalo chicken pizza, and two new wing sauces, Carolina Gold and Bourbon Glaze. And they're going to come back with the return of Hot Shots' legendary waffle fries. So now there's even more to love at Hot Shots. Come try out the new menu at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. Find the location nearest you at hotshotsnet.com.
Buddy.
What do you say, buddy? Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at LegalBuddyApp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Nice. Tickets, accidents, legal trouble, you're covered.
The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
But you don't get much better than this.
Yep.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information Station. Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Well, hey there. Welcome into the show. Good morning, St. Louis. Happy Tuesday. Glad you're with us. 6:35 is the time. September 16th, we are here just over halfway through the month of September already. Time continues to fly by. We're getting you up on a Tuesday morning. Sun not quite up today, but as you heard from the report, it's going to be another hot one. Temperatures over 90. We're kind of in this situation until like Saturday. I saw the high for Saturday, maybe 85, which would be really, really nice. Mizzou has a game at 6 p.m. The blackout against South Carolina coming up Saturday night. It's another opportunity for people to enjoy the day and do whatever they have going on. Also, if you want to, by the way, Illinois ranked 9th now in America too. Illinois, a lot of Illinois fans in the area. We do a lot of Illinois coverage with STLSportsCentral.com as well. So we appreciate the Illini fans as well. Congrats to Illinois. They have a big game this weekend playing at Indiana. There's a lot of people who go to Indiana as well from the St. Louis area. A lot of Hoosier fans. That's for sure. Jumping on the line, we're all things St. Louis all the time, St. Louis Metro. You guys have a story, a comment, whatever, we invite you to jump in. You can do it through Facebook, X, and YouTube. I love it when you join the show to talk with us. 6:36 is the time, taking you to 8 o'clock. Donna says, do the residents of St. Louis decorate their homes for fall already? What does that mean?
Well, like putting out bales of hay and the little
bales of
corn
hay
stalk, and you know.
Do you put out bales of hay, Projo?
No, but some people do.
Okay.
Some people landscape, and
when I think of decorating a house for fall, I would think of October and a pumpkin,
right?
Maybe
those dried out
wreaths,
corn stalks.
Okay, maybe a wreath on the door, a folly. I don't know. What is it? What do people do in the St. Louis area to decorate their homes when it comes to fall?
And no, it's too early in St. Louis for that. Leaves are not quite changing yet.
Well, it's September 16th, as I said, but it feels like July 16th.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like August 16th. Doesn't quite feel like we're there yet. But anyway, if you want to jump in on that, the question from Donna, do you decorate your home for fall? And if you do, how do you do it? We'll take your comments. Jump in on the chat line. We appreciate it. Also, if there's any other stories that are going on you guys want to talk about, let us know. We appreciate it when you come into the show. We're here for you as well. State Senator David Gregory will be joining us at 7:30. We haven't talked to him in a while.
It has been a minute.
Yeah, glad to have him on the show today about his new plan, where he's talking about using something called the Missouri Rangers to talk about how they could be protecting schools. I mean, you start to hear that. What's the first thing that comes to your mind? I mean, do you think it's a positive thing? Is it overkill?
I think it's a positive thing. It's from what it sounds like to me, there's going to be a police officer in every school. And when I was growing up, we didn't have any shootings, and there was a police officer in every school. I don't see anything wrong with it.
It is interesting. I don't know what's going on with all of those two, but what is the connection where almost every single one of them, and it involves somebody that's transgender? Almost every single one of them. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
I know. And it's just one of those things where maybe he talks about that.
And you wonder why they have, why they don't like their school. Do you think, let's not go there.
It could be. No, that's a good point.
Why are they going after the school?
Yeah, 100%. making sure that there's a lot of mental health and things of that standpoint, caring, feeling loved, things from that standpoint that we certainly need to be paying attention to if we can. Do the residents of St. Louis decorate their homes for fall? That was an interesting one that I got today. I'm like, okay, I don't know. Wasn't expecting that. Maybe. People can jump in on that if they want to.
Well, I know it's almost a requirement out in Newtown and St. Charles. Everybody has to decorate for holidays.
Do they?
I believe so. If you drive through Newtown, it is a very seasonal neighborhood. That's for sure.
Talking about data, couple different things here when it comes to the new St. Louis population. And it doesn't say if it's necessarily St. Louis Metro or St. Louis City. But that's a metro. The metro area's foreign-born population last year, foreign-born population dropped 2.1%. One of the steepest declines in America in a one-year time period. So that means, obviously, immigrants have left the region. Just 1 year ago, St. Louis led the country in foreign-born growth. Either they've left or the people that came here, they came here and then others didn't come. Or maybe they called home and said, don't come. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. But other interesting trends with race and ethnicity throughout St. Louis is the white population grew from 23 to 24, reaching about 2 million people. Black residents in St. Louis declined, dropping from 467,000 to 463. By contrast, Asian and Latino communities are the ones that are driving growth. Asian population in the St. Louis metropolitan area rose 10%. That's 81,000 to 90,000. And the Hispanic and Latino population grew more than 6%. These are people that are actually counted. I mean, I'm not trying to be political. It's just, we know there's a lot of people in this country illegally. They are. Okay, it is what it is. These are what they know who are actually signed, and you know who's here, 110,000 to 117,000. So in the city of St. Louis, both white and black populations saw small declines, but the Latino and Asian populations increased in St. Louis City. And that was from 23 to 24. Households with children under 18, this is interesting, continued to decrease across our entire metro area, even as households grew. So like in St. Charles County and Jefferson County, new growth has been driven by childless households. So that suggests the region is aging rather than getting younger. And this is the second study we've now seen in the last year that says that. Childless households. Kids aren't having kids, or people aren't having kids like they used to.
Idiocracy.
Also, in the city, households with children have seen the steepest decline of all, and that's since 2010. There was a slight uptick from 21 to 24, but not anymore. So if you look at residents who lived in the same house 1 year ago, St. Louis is already below 250,000 residents. In 2024, that stable population measured 231,000. That was down almost 9,000 from 2010. People aren't coming to the region, people. That's what it is. That's what the story is. People are leaving. Nobody's coming. That's concerning. Mobility, according to the report, is also weakened. This, according to Edumenters. Internal moves within the city fell more from 46,000 in 2006 to just 22,000 last year. So Edumenters, who did this study, who did the census, give their takeaway. This is their takeaway, not mine. They say that St. Louis faces multiple demographic challenges, shrinking foreign-born population, continued loss of black residents, fewer families with children, and weaker migration inflows. So where's the momentum? The Asian and Latino communities. Asians and Latinos are coming into the St. Louis area. And experts are saying that our entire St. Louis Metropolitan's long-term vitality depends on the ability to attract and retain residents. Of course, we all know that. Young families and newcomers, but we don't have younger families and newcomers coming to St. Louis anymore. That's just a fact. Thoughts from that standpoint when it comes to the population?
Start having babies, people.
Trump just said Memphis this week, Chicago next, and then St. Louis. A quote from Trump: "We've got to save St. Louis." Yes. And the reason it's on the board is because of safety, crime, St. Louis public schools. I mean, the tornado did not help, but these are reasons. We're just talking about the facts here. It's fun to talk about all the fun, happy, positive, which we try to do, but we've also got to talk about the truth. And the truth is this is not a good sign when it comes to our population, when it comes to the trends, and it's not the first polling that has said that. Many would try to say that we're dying. It's a dying city. Now, obviously, that takes decades. We love it here. We live here. That's why we're here. But at the same point in time, that doesn't mean things are good. And people certainly aren't coming. If anything, they're leaving. And I know we don't want to hear that, but a massive change has to happen within the city. But even the region isn't, we're just not drawing people. What is the draw to St. Louis? I mean, to think about it, what could you do to draw?
Well, you can go party on Washington Avenue and then get run over by a
car.
car.
Yeah. I mean, tax breaks, businesses coming here, but businesses aren't coming here. Perception's reality. And you have more people who are actually leaving the city and businesses leaving. They're not going to St. Louis. And then you get taxed when you're in the city of St. Louis, if you have a business there. Lots of issues, unfortunately. Wish it was better, but that isn't the case right now. It's something we can talk about a little bit later in the show if we want to as well. But those are the population sides, the information that we're seeing, the information that we were bringing forward when it came to the data regarding St. Louis. This whole Trump situation we were just talking about, somebody brought it up on the line. It is a development. Following another gun-filled weekend. And by the way, remember, people do that. The guns don't. 2 deaths, 4 injuries. President Trump yesterday decided to speak about St. Louis. He says that St. Louis needs the National Guard to fight crime. And you know what? I heard one jackarse read his comments on Facebook who made a comment about Charlie Kirk. This is a local guy. Like I said, a local attorney. Local attorney said maybe if Trump had the National Guard with Charlie Kirk, he'd still be alive. How this guy, and this guy's got a couple friends. A couple. Not many, a couple.
I mean, I don't disagree that the Secret Service, if they were involved, it would have.
But he
wasn't an actual.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
So Trump says, quote, "We got to save St. Louis." He said that at the Oval Office yesterday. We have got to save these citizens. Metropolitan Police Department said they had not heard directly from the White House about the National Guard deployment yet. They said, quote, this was Mitch McCoy, the spokesperson. "We haven't had those conversations. There have been very brief conversations with the governor's office, Mike Keogh's office, but that is limited to, hey, have you heard anything? So maybe something is coming." President Trump did not give a time frame in which federal forces could be sent here to our city in St. Louis. But he did say a couple things about St. Louis yesterday when he was discussing his plan to send the National Guard to Memphis. Memphis is in a really tough situation as well. Will this happen? Could it happen? Certainly it could happen. And when the president starts talking about sending the National Guard to St. Louis, I think people will start to listen. I mean, that caught my attention yesterday.
Yeah, I would hope so. It got everybody's attention. But I guarantee there's still going to be people doing the same old shit every day or every night.
Same old stuff.
Same old stuff. Sorry. It's not a censored word anymore.
So the National Guard, what would that look like if if they showed up?
I would imagine
in St. Louis.
I would imagine they'd be stationed like every so often throughout the downtown area.
I know. I'm just trying to. I can't get that through my mind. What that would look like, how that would be.
I think it would definitely feel different downtown for a little while. That's for sure.
Good thing, bad thing.
I think people would definitely feel safer. However, I think that then people might also feel a little.
But you can't. But here's the other. You're right. The one thing I've learned though is you can't please everybody,
Right.
and you may please 92% of the population, but then the 8% will be the loudest, nastiest group, and then 92% of people have to give up something that they thought was good because 8% are yelling and screaming and acting like fools.
Mhm.
You've seen that. You know what I'm talking
Mhm.
about.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Can't have nice things. We should be able to. Yeah, we're going to see where all that goes. We will. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing the show. Jump in on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can join the chat as well. We appreciate it when you do that. Speaking of which, Greg says, have you seen the padded helmet covers during the NFL games? My wife saw a Green Bay player with one on and said, oh, no, it's Spaceballs. Yeah, they do. They look like Spaceballs. They do. People or players have the option of wearing this extra padded, cushiony device on top of their helmet.
Then Mahomes, on top of it?
Yeah.
I know he's got an oversized helmet. I don't know if it's the same thing.
No, that's just because he has an oversized head.
Oh, okay.
That's usually what happens. The oversized head needs an oversized helmet.
I thought it was just.
Oh, I played ball with some guys like that. They had to special order the helmets. Seriously, it's like, how the hell did your head get so damn big? I mean, some of those get
a lot of brain
or a lot of brawn, a lot of skull.
Right.
Big head does not mean big brain all the time. Let me just remind you of that. Ryan jumps in on the chat line. Happy Tuesday to you, my friend. I grew up in a military family, he says. And my father was actually a drill instructor in his career. Even he says that troops in the streets is a bad idea and it's un-American. Appreciate you jumping in with your opinion. Ryan, I love the idea of bringing in a show of force because I believe in any deterrent possible. And everything that we have done to date has not worked. I know there was this idea of putting together what's called the entertainment district, which we have talked about before, 300, quote, peace officers. So I guess supporting and securing a circle, the circle of trust, so to speak, from the downtown riverfront area all the way out to the St. Louis City SC soccer stadium, covering Busch Stadium, covering Enterprise Center, going all the way over to the Dome area to make sure that that is safe. I haven't heard any reports on that yet. I'm not opposed though, but I'm not opposed to bringing the National Guard in
temporarily.
Yes.
Obviously.
And I don't like the look of it, but what's the city done?
Well, and
what's the state done?
The police they've been defunded. So there's really no resources.
You're hundreds and hundreds of officers short.
Right.
Nothing's going to change. You have to have help. So what I do in these situations is, because I do believe in keeping an open mind, and all of us aren't always going to agree with everything that we have. What's your solution?
Right.
What's the solution? Here's a solution from the president, whether we like it or not. There is a solution out there to start with.
What's
Just
the
like when you sit in
alternative?
creative boardrooms, somebody's got to throw some stuff against the wall to start talking.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just look at each other and go, oh, I don't know. What
That's
are we gonna
wrong.
do? Peter, good morning to you. He says, Pumpkinhead. That's what the people look like with those helmets. They do.
Mm.
They do. And it's really weird because they look huge, but they're not really all that much heavier when you have it on your helmet. Donna says, I'm not opposed either to bringing in the National Guard. to cities like St. Louis, Memphis, and Chicago. Peter also says, by the way, many countries have federal police forces, armed police with ARs that walk everywhere in Mexico. And how do you feel about it, Peter, when you're there? I think you used to live there part-time, so you would know. I'm curious. You just get used to it. It doesn't look right. It may seem like you're in a third world country.
It seems excessive.
With a National Guard walking around. But my God, something, you can't continue to do what you have done.
Yeah, what's the alternative?
We can't. So it's easy. It's always easy to ridicule ideas, but where are your ideas? What are you going to bring to the table? What can we bring to the table?
Obviously telling people, hey, no, stop is not going to work.
Tony says, if I had season tickets to the Cardinal games, it wouldn't bother me seeing a tank outside the stadium. Me either. I've always said that. I'm different. I don't, if people weren't going to get shot and nobody would be abducted and nobody would be trafficked, I'd put a chip in my body if that's what it meant. And I know people disagree with me on that, but I wouldn't want one person to get hit because I have nothing to hide and I could care less.
Yeah, it's about the mark of the beast for me.
Well, I'm not talking about the mark of the beast. I'm just talking about in general to keep everybody safe. I don't care. Why it's like I'm not that exciting. Maybe if I had an exciting life,
right,
it'd be different. Peter says, still do. He still does live in Mexico, and it makes him feel safer when he sees the National Guard there. I wouldn't mind seeing the tanks. It's just a weird feeling. But we live in different times. We live in times when something can happen to Charlie Kirk that we saw. We live in times where there's horrible crime. So you have to do something. You have to meet the issue and the problem head on. So I'm still waiting for a better idea than bringing the National Guard in. Where's the ideas? Where's the thought process? Where's the creative think tanks? Let's do that. Then let's promote what we can do, what's going on, how we make things happen.
I mean, and if somebody came up with something, let's say, let's hire a bunch of police and let's train them really quick.
Dang, it's money.
Would our mayor approve of it?
People don't want to go there.
Right.
There's no money.
Exactly.
They got to have the money. Police officers get treated better in every single way in other places than they do in St. Louis City. I mean, we got to be honest about it. A lot of times people don't want to be honest, but we got a lot to talk about. David Gregory, State Senator, coming up at 7:30 to talk about his Missouri Rangers idea. Also, we'll get into the St. Louis County with a Charlie Kirk resolution brought forward by Mark Carter for an honor for Forest Park. Tell you about a barbecue place that's now at Schnucks in Kirkwood. So we are your Lou Information Station. We're live and on demand at louinfo.com. Projo's here. I'm Vic Faust. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Is diabetes keeping you from enjoying life's special moments? At US Med, we understand the challenges you face, and we're here to help.
With US Med, I can finally manage my diabetes without it managing me.
US Med offers a wide range of...
Hey everybody, it's Dr. Eric Naputi. Hope you're having an amazing day today. Listen, let me ask you a question. Are you just so tired of the system that's broken, the supposed healthcare system that is not helping you? Listen, if you haven't learned anything over the last 5 years, you have to learn how to take care of yourself. Self-care is the real healthcare. Stop relying on the broken system. Stop relying on the system that got us in this problem in the first place. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I want you to go right now to trybiolimilus.com/ArchCityNow. That's trybiolimilus.com/ArchCityNow. Go check out some game-changing formulas that truly have changed the lives of tens of thousands of people already. We've got a detox formula that has been proven to remove heavy metals and microplastics and destroy parasites in the body. We've got a cell signaling formula that helps improve energy, helps the body burn fat. It helps you actually stop those afternoon crashes, gets you off of all the darn caffeine, and stops you from having to use all those energy drinks that are destroying your health. Check out our Master Microbiotics formula that truly helps change the game for gut health. If you're bloated, if you're distended, if you've got issues with chronic pain and inflammation, that formula can help change your life. Not to mention our Neuro Reboot. Listen, if you can't focus, if you can't function, if your brain is just not where it's supposed to be, the Neuro Reboot peptide formula is amazing for you. And listen, if you're trying to shed some weight or put on some muscle, it's time to get your metabolism to reset. Our cellular reset formula can do that. Go to trybiolimits.com/ArchCity now.
90 AM, Wood River, St. Louis.
USA Radio News, I'm John Summers. The U.S. says the focus now is on what happens next following Israel's strike on Hamas inside Qatar last week. Here's reporter Matt Bradley.
Rubio, the American Secretary of State, is in Israel here speaking with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. He actually has several meetings that are set up with top leadership here in Israel.
Rubio reiterated the U.S. still wants to get a peace deal done, but acknowledged it may not be possible. Rubio will travel to Qatar today. The Gulf nation has been serving as a mediator in negotiations between Israel and Hamas terrorists. FBI Director Kash Patel says the alleged shooter of conservative activist Charlie Kirk revealed his intention in a text. Patel said the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson, sent someone a text saying he had the opportunity to take out Kirk and he was going to do it because he hated what Kirk stood for. When asked why the person who received the text didn't say something about it, Patel said the investigation's ongoing. A TikTok deal's close to the finish line. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent confirmed there's a framework for a TikTok deal after trade talks between China and the U.S. took place in Madrid Monday. He added President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping will talk Friday to complete the details. New York Governor Kathy Hochul has endorsed Democratic Socialist Zohran Mamdani for mayor of New York City. Scott Pringle reports.
Governor Hochul admits she doesn't see eye to eye with Mamdani on many things, but says Mamdani is committed to making the city more affordable.
Yeah, I disagree with many statements. I've said that. But also, I believe that we need someone who's going to be open-minded and optimistic and have an attitude, a can-do attitude that I share.
Mamdani responded saying he's grateful for the governor's support and her focus on making New York affordable.
From America's News Network, USA Radio News.
Let's see, if something costs less, a lot less, but people are actually happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that's MetaShare. Maybe you've heard joining MetaShare can save you or your family up to $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true. People are just happier with it. They love being part of something that reflects and promotes their values and what they believe in. MetaShare works, too. It's been around for 30 years now, and members have shared more than $7 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. You can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care, whether you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan that you're happy with. Here you go. You can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. It's 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE 40. 855-SHARE-40. 855-SHARE-40.
News reports on the Lou Information Station are presented by Brown and Crouppen. Brown and Crouppen.
So what's his handle?
GetBC.com.
You're gonna need lawyers, right? Who needs a vacation? Are you ready for an unforgettable getaway? Start packing your bags because Branson, Missouri, the vacation and entertainment capital of the U.S., is calling your name. For just $99 per person, here's what you get. A full 3-day, 2-night stay in a luxury resort hotel. A delicious full breakfast buffet every morning you're here. And when you call right now, free show tickets worth up to $100. That's right. A winning show. Leave the country for an amazing vacation. You can drive or and have an incredible time. Whether you're bringing the whole family or just planning a romantic escape, this trip is built for you. We guarantee you'll love Branson. This is not a timeshare. It's just an unbeatable vacation deal for only $9 per person. You book now, you can use your tickets anytime this year. You don't even know your travel dates to lock in the special price. Hurry, because this offer won't last long. Call our Branson vacation experts today.
800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. 800-497-7198. That's 800-497-7198.
Are you paying too much for term life insurance? There's a tremendous price war among the major term life companies. Rates have dropped dramatically in the past years. For example, a man age 45 non-tobacco user, $1 million of coverage is only $75 per month, level for the next 10 years. Or a man age 50 non-tobacco user can buy $500,000 of coverage for a monthly premium of only $110, guaranteed not to change for the next 20 years. That's right, level rates for 20 years. And if you're a smoker, we have great rates for you as well. At the Term Lifeline, we specialize in policies of $500,000 and above. So if you're looking for new or replacement term life insurance, call right now for a free quote.
Rates and availability may vary by state. Sample rate quotes are based on preferred non-tobacco underwriting exam required to qualify. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. 800-803-1961. That's 800-803-1961.
The Lou Information Station presents Arch City Now with Vic Faust.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Appreciate you being here. It is a Tuesday morning. The sun is now up on this September 16th. The time is 7:06. Going to be another hot one today, as you know, probably over 90 the rest of the week through Friday. It looks like Saturday we may drop down for highs in the 80s, which would be really nice. Whatever your plans are that day, Mizzou has a big game that night, 6 p.m. We cover all the teams. Illinois football playing at Bloomington, Indiana. That's another big college football game as well on Saturday. Donna says, thank you, Vic and Projo, jumpstarting the day with your interesting and entertaining show. Getting up early isn't always easy. We appreciate it. Thank you for jumping on the show. And people can take part in our show. X, Facebook, YouTube. Join the chat line. We appreciate it. We talk all things when it comes St. Louis and St. Louis metropolitan area. Also, Cardinals lost last night. Yeah, I mean, if people are still following them, 11-6. I hope we never have to go through a season like this again. Cardinals management, I hope you're listening. Everybody has called you out, even Joe Buck. It's time to change things. I never thought it would happen this quick, that the Cardinals would force their fans into an apathetic situation. Didn't watch 1 second of the game last night. Not one. 2 NFL games. They have reminded us that baseball is America's pastime, is how we long said, and football is our passion. Both games very well watched last night, even the late one. Buccaneers and won against the Texans. Just remarkable to watch the Buccaneers now 2-0. They won 20-19. Baker Mayfield with another fourth quarter comeback. All that guy's doing is winning with not a ton of talent around him. And then you had the Chargers, who are now 2-0 as well. They beat the Raiders 20-9. And the Chiefs are 0-2. And they've also got issues in situations like this. First of all, Travis Kelce he took out their star receiver Worthy in the first game of the year on a weird play. That guy's been hurt, not able to play. Then you had a situation where Kelce dropped what could have been the go-ahead touchdown pass, bounced off his hands into an Eagles defender, and he returned it. So that's an issue. Then, before the game, I just don't know what this looks like, what this is. Before the game, several Chiefs players, including Travis Kelce, were wearing what many pundits are calling a classless pregame T-shirt. And Projo will show you these T-shirts and explain the story here. So he didn't have a great game, but leading up to the game, you had Travis Kelce doing this. That shirt, it's called Free 4, in support of Chiefs receiver Rashee Rice. He was a top-notch draft pick, second-round pick out of SMU back in the 2023 draft. He's currently suspended for the first 6 games of the season because he was involved in a high-speed hit and run in Dallas in 2024. He ultimately pled guilty to 1 count of collision involving serious bodily injury and a count of racing, drag racing is what he was doing on a highway, causing bodily injury. He was sentenced to 5 years probation, 30 days in jail. So multiple Chiefs players wore shirts in support of their suspended teammate. Free Rashee?
Something's not making
It's just
sense
things
to
are
me.
not adding up with the Chiefs these days. They're losing. You've got Kelsey and these other guys. I mean, listen, he was drag racing. He hurt people. He left the scene of the accident.
What if he would have been drinking and driving? I mean,
well, let's not. Yeah, but we don't want to go
I'm
there.
just saying, like, it would have. They would have. Everybody would have been up in arms, and it would have been really weird for them to have that shirt, wouldn't it?
I mean, it's just sad. Okay, that he did this.
And then there's a hit and
So
run.
Kelsey and other players are taking heat for wearing the shirt. Are they complaining that the NFL suspended him for 6 weeks?
Right.
I mean, maybe Rice and the Chiefs should feel fortunate that nobody lost their life as a result of reckless street racing.
Accountability. America has a real problem with
Kelsey might be the most recognizable player in the NFL. He might be he is because of Taylor. And for him to wear a shirt, free him as if somebody did something wrong to Rasheed. I mean, it's a horrible shirt, in my humble opinion. I don't know what you guys think. Maybe you don't think it is, and we can agree to disagree. But that shirt, I mean, even columnist Matt Lieberman's like, you owe the public an apology. And they'll say, well, we're just trying to support our good friend. You know, he made a mistake. No, he made a horrible mistake. Drag racing, hurt people, and then left the scene of the accident after crushing people.
And needs to be held accountable to get on with his life.
I don't know. Maybe he'll talk about the controversial T-shirt. He's got a podcast tomorrow, and he's got to start looking for a new career because he doesn't catch touchdown passes anymore. The AI, if you go to TikTok, the AI stuff that's being done with, it's not really Patrick Mahomes talking in a post-game presser, but it's his voice and it's his face. It's AI talking about Travis Kelce. Yeah. From the chat line, some rain should make its way to the St. Louis area by Friday afternoon. Thank you, meteorologist. Want to be Mr. Greg Carell?
Call him Bones.
Bones plate. Greg says Bucks first team in years to go 2-0 for 4 straight years. Yep, I heard that stat last night during the game. Tony jumping into the chat line saying the Chargers Jimmy Ball. Yep. Donna says they want a way out for themselves after they make mistakes. If it happens to them, are they teenagers still? Come on. Donna says, you've cured me of my Chiefs admiration. I wasn't, listen, it's just one of those things. It's like, you see losing and then you see that mentality. And maybe I'm going overboard on it. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way.
I don't think so. I'm right there with you.
All right. It just rubbed me the wrong way. Free Rasheed as if he's a victim.
Right.
This victimhood mentality. I mean, who the hell does Travis Kelce think he is?
Right.
I don't know. I don't know. It's just silliness. It shouldn't be done. Good morning to you, Cindy. By the way, speaking of Kelce, because of what happened to Charlie Kirk last week, Taylor Swift watched the game at Arrowhead in Kansas City on Sunday from behind bulletproof glass. Why are you laughing? Did it just come out funny?
I think it's an overreaction. I think that's ridiculous. Why would anybody? Never mind.
I don't know, but that's what should we? I mean, if you can't get weapons into a stadium, it's different than being out in the open on a college campus. It is. But she did.
Dramatic.
And they told us that that's what was happening.
Well, I mean, the girl, I would imagine she's probably got a lot of stalkers and she's probably got a lot of death threats.
Oh, I guarantee it.
So, I mean, if it's for that reason, but if it's for Charlie Kirk, I don't.
Well, the Charlie Kirk story is not going anywhere. And you have a resolution being presented to St. Louis County Council tonight by Mark Harder. The agenda item states 7th District communication dated September 15th, 2025. From the Honorable Mark Harder, Councilman for the 7th District, directed to Mary Elizabeth Dorsey, Council Attorney, requesting preparation of a resolution for introduction during the September 16th meeting, that's tonight, honoring the life and legacy of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk, as indicated. The document memorandum from Harder to St. Louis County Council Chairman Rita Herdays reads, please prepare a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Turning Point USA founder Charlie Kirk. My office will supply details separately. So that will be on the agenda for tonight. Be curious to see what happens, what they do with that. By the way, I was promoting several NFL teams yesterday for just very classy, respectful honorarium billboard messages regarding what happened to Charlie Kirk. But there were 5 teams that did not do a honorarium.
I still have one of those videos up if you...
I mean, if you wanted to show it, you could pull it up, but I didn't know you had an NFL one.
Yeah. One that you sent.
The other thing, good morning to you, Lisa. Glad you're with us this morning. Don also says, drag racing, go to an actual dragway. You don't need to be drag racing on the highway. I agree. I can't remember the 5 teams that didn't, but it was Minneapolis, or it was the Minnesota Vikings, Detroit Lions, I think Tennessee Titans, and I can't remember the other 2 teams. But those were the 5. Everybody else honored the Charlie Kirk situation, which I was like, okay, that's an overwhelming response. No doubt about that. But yeah, you had crowds, even like at the Jets, chanting USA, USA, when they did the honoring of one Charlie Kirk. We are Arch City Now here Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us every day, Monday through Friday, with former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen and Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Glad you guys join us. All things St. Louis all the time, and other stories that revolve around the state of Missouri and other universal stories that are making headlines all throughout the country, things that people are talking about, what's happening in your neck of the woods. We always say, please go ahead and let us know about events that are coming up. Charities you want to promote, your high schools, anything for any reason. This is your network 24/7, and you can learn more about the programming on luinfo.com. Once again, that's luinfo.com. Coming up in, I don't know, in about 13 minutes or so, State Senator Dave Gregory will join us live to talk about his idea to have what he calls Missouri Rangers protecting Missouri schools. Appreciating him jumping in and talking with us today from that standpoint. We also spoke about the data coming out regarding St. Louis population through the end of 2024 from Edumentors, which says the St. Louis metropolitan area is losing population, not horribly, but losing. The foreign-born population in 2023 was pretty high. Last year, it was the lowest in the country. The city of St. Louis is losing white population and Black population. White population throughout the metro, though, is about 2 million. Black population, I think it was like 467,000. And there's 2 ethnicities that are growing in the city of St. Louis and the metro that are Asians and Latinos. But all in all, St. Louis metro area is stagnant. We are 100% stagnant right now when it comes to that situation. Projo, were you going to say something?
Yeah. Did you ever talk about the data center in St. Louis? You know how they were trying to put one in St. Charles?
I saw they're trying to bring it to, they're trying to re-bring it, but I didn't see a location for it in St. Louis City.
Well, they're doing it again. They're suspending it. They're suspending it like temporarily so they can come back and try again later.
Well, yeah, we talked about that.
I feel
no,
like
but they're
gonna,
trying. No, they're trying to put it in St. Louis now. I thought.
right. Well, yeah, they're also, they still have, in St. Charles, it's still possible that they could go back and try again.
They're not going to make it in St. Charles. They won't, because it was already voted down pretty handily.
Right.
And it would have to be
still
voted on.
open. They can still submit to try again. And I
Well, yeah,
guarantee
they
you right
can.
now they're trying to find loopholes.
Probably with the help of politicians.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because of money.
They don't care what the people want. They're going to
Yeah,
find a way.
they do. If they follow the legal, I mean, if you're a business and somebody votes you out, you're going to continue to try, aren't you?
If it's what the people want, they don't want it, and they still find a way to force it in there, I think that that's wrong.
Well, it could be.
Even if there is a loophole.
I know it could be. I know that some of the Charlie Kirk came up a little bit again today, but I found this story interesting because of what he did. He went to college campuses, and one of the topics that he talked about was colleges being a scam. Literally telling college students that it was a scam, and if you're going there, you got to make sure that you're getting the return on your investment. Well. New findings from the Gallup poll, and many of us have gone to college, or we have friends or family that are going to college and certain places. New findings from Gallup show that the perceived importance of going to college in 2025 has now reached an all-time low in America. Just a third, 35% of U.S. adults think that a college education is very important. That's how life has changed. That's compared with 40% who say it's fairly important. So I guess that gives you a 75% people who say, 35 think it's very important. 40% say fairly. 24 say it's not important at all. So you literally have almost 65% of Americans who say a college degree is fairly important or not important at all. 65%. That's insane to me. But I guess it all gets back to the diminished confidence in the value of a higher education. Are you getting your ROI? What are you paying out? What are you getting in a return? Families can do whatever they want to do. They can pay for their kids to go to college and have fun and just say, hey, it's another 4 years or 5 of them having fun. If you have a specific degree that you need to go to college for, it makes sense to me. But if you don't, I'm not so sure there's an advantage, depending upon what your degree field will be.
I think a lot of people get scammed because they have a major that they'll never use. So when they get out,
The declining attitude, according to the survey by Gallup, has been observed in all groups of society, all sexes, all sex, regardless of sex, age, race, education level, or political identification. It's bipartisan. This isn't one way or the other. Republicans, Democrats, you name it, men, women, black, white, Latino, you name it. Everybody feels the same way. The college degree is over, or it's not as important as it once was. Many universities have replaced their initial truth-seeking mission with a preoccupation, they say, with liberal activism and fulfilling diversity criteria. Social media clips of activist students behaving poorly on campuses reveal how out of control, elitist, and fringe their perspectives are. This has surely led many onlookers to wonder, what on earth are they teaching? This is coming from Gallup. This isn't coming from, God bless his soul, Charlie Kirk and his attack on the American university system. This is coming from Gallup. Will things change? Because you think of the price. And then kids get stuck with debt and they get out of school and you have the debt and they're not getting jobs that are, as a whole, some do great, but many don't. Of the adults who have little confidence in higher education, over a third say this is due to political agendas and indoctrination, brainwashing, or propaganda coming from professors at universities. Gallup found this. Once again, no conservative pundits. Not surprisingly, according to their polling from Gallup, many conservatives and young men from attending college, they were dissuaded to go there. 42% of Democrats endorse that college is very important. Only 20% of Republicans feel the same way. 41% of women believe that a college education is very important. Just 29% of men. They also, Gallup says, from very early on, the educational system is tailored more to a girl's needs than a boy's. That boys sometimes can be treated like second-class citizens. Just fascinating to me. This whole study, fascinating. So college definitely, the university system has to figure something out. You guys can give your opinions on the whole situation. We'll see, but Kevin says, does that include trade school? No, it doesn't, and it should. Trade schools are booming. I have a separate business, some of you may know, with roofing, construction, siding, you name it, structural. I see so many guys and women, men and women, making so much money, busy as hell, demanding their pay, working when they want to, and there's not enough people in the trades. And people are like, oh, trade. I promise you, I see it on a daily basis. If you go learn how to be a bricklayer right now, you will be filthy rich, pick your own hours. It is insane.
And I guarantee the people who are going to trade school, more of them are actually using their education in their actual career.
Glenn says, Mark Cuban says the demand for electricians and plumbers will skyrocket to support AI energy. Man, I'm telling you, with the electricians, there's just so much money in trade. There is everything you get set up for. It's not just, we're going after the American education system because they're liberal. No, it's because there's money. Ryan says anyone who falls for brainwashing probably didn't have much brains to wash in the first place. Ryan?
Or their youth.
Ryan, I agree with you, but I disagree, and here's why. My daughter went to college and started changing, and she's even admitting now that some of her teachers brainwashed her, and she was brilliant. She's brilliant, testing off the charts. Peer pressure. It's real in college. I promise you, Ryan, it is real, man. I love you, but it is real. It is real. And that's why do you think Charlie Kirk had such a massive support of people? They felt disenfranchised. They're like, we didn't have a platform, and then all of a sudden this dude shows up and now people are following him. Donna says, yep, my neighbor's granddaughter became a welder, and I guarantee she's doing very well with no debt. Picking her own hours, calling her own shots like a shot caller. It's fascinating to see. I've encouraged it to my kids. I'm like, guys, let's try. I'm trying to get them. We'll see where we go from that standpoint. Anyway, appreciate you guys jumping in on the show there. But those are fascinating. How long do we have until we take the next break to go back and talk with Dave?
About a minute and a half.
A minute. I wanted to get this really quick if I can show this. By the way, speaking of colleges, most expensive colleges in America, I'll run down the list really quick. Just the top 10. Tuition and other costs to go to Northwestern, $115,000 a year. Columbia University, $97,000. Cornell, $92,000. Cal Berkeley, $73,000. Brown, $91,000. Boston University, $87,000. University of Chicago, $78,000. NYU, $87,000. Duke, just under $90,000. Penn, $92,000. How much time do we have?
About 15 seconds.
15 seconds. That's the yearly cost of colleges. Hope you're getting the money on your return. Art City Now, we are your Lou Information Station, live and on demand at louinfo.com. We're coming back with State Senator David Gregory to talk about his proposal to have something called the Missouri Rangers protecting our schools. Back right after this.
The Lou Information Station, a whole new way to enjoy content, created just for those of us in the St. Louis area. It's a whole new way to advertise and promote your business. Reach out and find out just how different we are. If you're tired of one-sided advertising offerings or your traditional media rep trying to shove digital marketing down your throat, visit luinfo.com and click on advertising. Or email partnerships@luinfo.com for more information.
Lunchtime just got a whole lot better at Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill. From mouth-watering wraps to loaded quesadillas to bold, flavor-packed sandwiches, Hot Shots has something fresh every single day, along with your favorite wings, burgers, and pizza that you know and love. And don't sleep on those Hot Shots tacos. Plus, if you gotta be in and out quick for lunch, Hot Shots has you covered every day starting at 11 a.m. Find your nearest Hot Shots Sports Bar and Grill now at hotshotsnet.com. That's hotshotsnet.com.
Buddy.
What do you say, buddy?
Man, life comes at you fast. 1 minute you're cruising home, the next flashing lights in your rear view.
And that's when you need backup. With the Legal Buddy app, you can connect to a local attorney in seconds.
Seconds? Not waiting days for a callback?
Nope, right away. DWI, car accident, criminal charge, traffic ticket, Legal Buddy's got your back.
So it's like having a lawyer in your pocket.
Exactly. Someone ready to step in the moment you need them, no matter the situation.
That's peace of mind.
That's Legal Buddy.
We're always going to be buddies, right?
All right, where do I get this?
Just download the Legal Buddy app at legalbuddyapp.com. Register and use code LEGAL for your and $50 Amazon gift. The Legal Buddy app, always on your side. Download it today. Enter code LEGAL for your chance to win a $250 Amazon gift card.
Buddy, it don't get much better than
LouInfo.com news headlines. Brought to you by Brown and Crouppen, 222-2222.
This is your LouInfo.com news update. A man has died after being found near train tracks in St. Louis early Monday morning. Railroad workers spotted him around 3 a.m. and called police. He was taken to the hospital with head injuries, but did not survive. One man is dead and 2 others are recovering after a shooting Sunday night in North St. Louis. Police say it happened around 9 p.m. on North Taylor. The victims were dropped off at the hospital. A 39-year-old man died while 2 others are stable. Homicide detectives are investigating. Well, big honors for Forest Park in St. Louis. Just won the 2025 Landmark Award from the American Society of Landscape Architects. The restoration began back in 2000, led by HOK, Forest Park Forever, and the city, reviving spots like the Grand Basin and Post-Dispatch Lake. The project aims to preserve its historic charm. Well, the Mediterranean fast casual restaurant chain Cava plans its first St. Louis area location. It'll take over existing space inside the De Pere Corners Shopping Center on Manchester Road. For the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com, I'm Jen Austin.
Now, luinfo.com weather. Presented by STL Sports Central. St. Louis sports. Anytime, anywhere.
Here's your luinfo.com weather update. We'll be getting sunshine today. The temperatures stay very warm with high pressure in the Midwestern states covering our area. Low 90s for the afternoon high. Down to 70 and clear for the overnight hours. We get low 90s again on Wednesday with sunny skies. Mid-90s and sunny on Thursday. Then we cool off a little bit on Friday. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton for the Lou Information Station, streaming 24/7 at luinfo.com.
Hey everyone, Cam Jansen here to tell you about the experts at Fast Signs in Earth City. Fast Signs can handle any and all of your business visibility needs, from traditional signs and graphics to digital to core graphics and anything in between. Fast Signs in Earth City has you covered. The station uses them, the Blues use them, and you will love the work they do. Call 314-344-4400 for your custom signage needs today. That's Fast Signs in Earth City, 314-344-4400.
STL Sports Central is St. Louis's first all-digital sports network, and it's easy to find on YouTube. Catch the Randy Carricker Show featuring Brooke Grimsley Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Videos and written content from Bernie Miklas, Card Central 365 every day, plus post-game shows after every St. Louis sports team plays. It's all at your fingertips on YouTube and online at stlsportscentral.com. Check it out.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision. It should not be based solely on advertisements.
Not sure how to get a lawyer after an accident? Call Brown and Crouppen. We'll walk you through it. Worried it'll cost too much? Here's a fact. At Brown and Crouppen, you pay nothing up front, and we never get paid unless you do. When you're our client, you'll have all your questions answered, all for free. Hurt? Get the facts and help you need. Call Brown and Crouppen now.
Back to more of Arch City Now with Vic Faust on the Lou Information
Just let me
Station.
know.
Streaming 24/7 at louinfo.com.
Hey guys, welcome back into the show. Appreciate it. Arch City Now, 7:34 on a Tuesday morning. It is September 16th. The sun is shining. It's going to be another hot one throughout the St. Louis metro area today. Pretty much the rest of the week until Saturday. I'm glad you come in with us. All St. Louis, all the time. You know, we take you to 8 o'clock every Monday through Friday. Hot Take Central 2.0 follows us with the former St. Louis Blue Cam Jansen and St. Louis Cardinals broadcaster Jim the Cat Hayes. Time now to talk over with the guy who I respect and like, a friend, David Gregory, Missouri State Senator, who made some news yesterday. You even work on vacation. Do we have Dave with us? Okay. Dave is joining us, and he came out yesterday and is asking the governor of Missouri, Kehoe, to get involved with and promote what Dave calls the Missouri Rangers, a group of police officers trained to protect schools. And when we have Dave, you can just let me know from that standpoint. Dave, of course, super successful attorney, personal injury attorney, also super successful politician, former state representative, and now Missouri State Senator. So when we get Dave, we'll go ahead and talk from that standpoint. It is 7:35, September 16th. And when you guys figure out the stories and the things that we talk about on the show, we cover St. Louis. It's also interesting when we talk about Donald Trump saying he needs to save St. Louis. So it gets back to a lot of safety. We talk about the issues and the data that we've had as well. The other thing that we have is when you talk about these things, we've got a situation where you must feel safe. You must feel safe. You must feel safe. And of course, we've got to protect our kids. When Dave jumps into the show, we'll hear him. Dave, let us know when you can hear us from that standpoint. Dave, can you hear us now, buddy? Dave told me he could hear us. Doing well, bud. Thank you so much. Well, I just have to pump your volume up. Even when you're on vacation, you're working. So let us know about this idea when it comes to the Missouri Rangers, so people get an understanding, an idea of where you came up with this idea and how it would work.
Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what, this has been an idea I've been interested in for quite some time. And it really sparked since the Minnesota shooting of Christian kids just weeks ago. And so I launched the idea, and here's the deal. A lot of my colleagues are supportive of it. We need more than just police officers. Police officers are out.
Okay, we lost Dave just now for a second. When Dave, you can hear me talking, then you can jump back in. We just lost Dave as he was talking on air. We'll try to get that back for you from that standpoint. But he is so true when it comes to the situation of it takes an entire community. You've heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, yeah, it takes a village to protect the children as well. And that's what it sounds like we have going on from Dave's standpoint when it comes to these situations. Greg from the chat line says, David Gregory is the Shia. He's been helping my son.
Well, I like Greg, Vic.
He's been helping my son with an accident that he was in. Obviously, I said you were a personal injury attorney in the get-go. And if anybody ever, and that's not why you're on necessarily, but if people, we'll give you a chance at the end to talk about it. If you need personal injury, there's nobody better than go to Dave's firm. There's a reason why even the biggest guys that you hear advertising go to Dave as well. If you could go ahead and continue to talk about the Missouri Rangers situation that you just were.
Yeah. So it was developed simply because we need specialists. We need police officers that are specialized, that are highly trained at school issues. Right now, our police officers in 1 minute will be doing a traffic stop. The next minute, they're running into a school. And so we see it with the federal government. Their special agents are specialized air marshals. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of issues in tight spaces. And so they have very special agents for that exact reason. And so that's what we're looking to do with this program, but for schools and kids.
Talking with State Senator Dave Gregory regarding his Missouri Ranger situation. Where would these people come from? Who are they right now?
Well, it's going to be an elite force of police. And so they can come from anywhere. You can be former military, you can be a current police officer, but we're going to have extreme rigorous training, and they're going to be solely focused on emergency preparedness in schools.
How would it be paid for?
My idea is that the state pays for it. It is a minuscule percent of our $50 billion budget, and that is nowhere near the price of the cost of our children's lives. Our kids need to be safe in schools, period.
Have you had a chance, and I know you're on vacation from the standpoint, I appreciate you jumping in with us. I mean, this seems like this would be something that Governor Kehoe could get behind. I don't know how anybody, and I know politics can be very partisan and even partisan for partisan's sake. I don't see how anybody could disagree with this. I'm assuming the governor would want to get behind this. And is there opposition to this? And if so, what would it be?
Yeah, very little opposition. Generally speaking, it's just a budget issue. Some folks, it's very hard for most folks to say we don't need protection for our children. Here we are protecting banks and other government buildings like as strong as possible, but not our kids and not our kids in schools. It doesn't make sense. I'm hearing things like, oh, well, we already have school resource officers, or, we have some.
I was going to ask you about that.
Patrol in the areas. Yeah. So, but I mean, again, that's not enough. When it comes to school shootings and things like that, we need very focused, highly specialized police officers.
Talking with State Senator David Gregory about trying to keep Missouri schools safer. Would this be all schools? I mean, is this all the way through all public schools?
This would be all public and all private if I have it my way.
No, I got it. It would totally make sense. When could something like this be heard and voted on?
Well, I'm calling for a special session to happen immediately. I don't know if I'll have the support for that. I'm trying, but nonetheless, I'll certainly pre-file it in December, and we'll get started right away in January.
I mean, it is. I know you're always trying to think. I know you're always being proactive. I said earlier in the show, you're not somebody, quote, politician, who's just going to sit on the ball. You're going to try to kick the ball down the field, get things moving, get things going from that standpoint. I could totally see this working. It's all about safety from that standpoint. I know you've been on vacation. Did you by chance see Donald Trump or hear about President Trump yesterday saying, quote, we need to save St. Louis when it comes to the possibility of National Guard coming to our area to help out, so to speak?
Yeah, I'm so supportive. That's something I campaigned on half a year ago. And we need it. We need it badly. The president's exactly right. I love what he's doing, and I can't wait to support. And look, you can see a program like the Missouri Rangers being expanded to specialty areas like this. We could recruit and train highly trained, specialized officers for that specific purpose. They could be from the National Guard. They could be retired military. Either way, it can become a specialized force for a specific specialized purpose.
Is there anything else to let people know about this situation, or how maybe they could help or get behind what you're doing? If people are working with schools or working in government, or say, wow, you know what? I love this idea. I want to put some of my energy and effort behind it.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the best thing they can do is just tell their representative and tell their senator and be adamant about it. This is not a unique, difficult program. It's not overly expensive to where we don't have the money. We simply need the support. Tell your elected official you want it and you want it badly.
I don't know. It seems like a no-brainer to me, especially when you break down the budget, especially when you talk about our kids. I mean, seriously, a no-brainer. I'm surprised something like this hasn't been brought before, but of course, leave it up to you to bring this forward as best as you can. You're a St. Louis guy. You're still newly married. You have a young daughter. I mean, God willing, you'll probably have more kids. I couldn't imagine thinking about.
I'd have 10, Vic. We'll see what Paige will let me do.
I get it. I tried to have more than what I was allowed to have, but I get it from that standpoint. And I know you're trying to protect people. You're from St. Louis. You love this area. You grew up here, and you've decided to stay here.
Oh, yeah. I love St. Louis. St. Louis is the single greatest place to raise a family. Missouri is the single greatest state to raise a family. Just unfortunately, most of the country doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to change that too.
Well, I know you're trying. I know you take on everything from that standpoint. Hey, if you didn't mind, and I know I asked you to come on to talk about this yesterday because you made news with it. Do you feel comfortable promoting your business? I just know because I've used you in the past, and Projo's used you and listeners have used you. Do you feel comfortable promoting how people can get in contact with you if something has happened to them?
Yeah, easy to find. Both my lovers and my haters can very easily Google me and find my phone number. So that's not hard to do. But yeah, I mean, I do by trade. I'm a personal injury lawyer, and I'm honored. I'm honored to be a civil litigator who's super aggressive and does things right. And so anytime anyone needs anything, if you've been harmed, it goes beyond just car accidents, right? We think about car accidents as personal injury. Yes, I do a lot of car accidents, but there's other ways to be injured. You can be injured financially. You can be injured emotionally, things like that. So I do think that's something to keep in mind, but nonetheless, I'd be honored to earn your business.
Can you let people know again, an email or the name of your company again?
Yeah. You can simple Google David Gregory attorney or Google David Gregory state senator. It'll pop up. The name of my law firm is The Injury Counsel.
All right, Dave Gregory. Hey, we appreciate it. Thank you for taking time with us while you're on vacation with your wife and your daughter. Missouri Rangers is the name of the program. If we can help promote it in any way, we would, and we will continue because we're all about keeping the kids safe here in the state of Missouri.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
All right. Thank you, Dave. State Senator David Gregory joining us this morning. He wanted to be in. It was just he made news when he was on vacation. We normally have Dave in studio where you can see him and hear him, and it sounds so much better than doing those phone interviews. That's why we like to get people on the live link in the year 2025. But he was on vacation. So we were just glad to get some of Dave is better than no Dave. And that's kind of how we looked at that today. But it's the program is called the Missouri Rangers. We'll continue to keep you posted from what we see when it comes to that. There's Greg. Love you, Dave. Love Joanna. Awesome lawyer and man as well. You can look him up as well. Let him know. And by the way, let him know that you heard him talking on this show. And I think he knocks off a percentage of his discount, or he'll knock off a percentage of the price when you get a discount. So we appreciate you guys jumping in from that standpoint. We do say good morning to you as well, Ben. Thanks for jumping on the chat line. Have a little bit of time left in the show this morning. If you did want to join us, you can do so on Facebook, X, and YouTube. You can jump into the People's Platform from the podcasting standpoint. Of course, you can also hear us on radio. Glad when you guys are with us. Couple updates too. Just a reminder, Cardinals lost last night, 11-6. 73 and 78. Announced attendance was 20,000. Not sure they had that many at the ballpark. Big night NFL football. 2 Monday Night Football games. The first one, Baker Mayfield led the Buccaneers down on the winning drive again in the fourth quarter. Baker just wins. Best thing he could have ever done was get out of the abyss, the Cleveland Browns. Good careers go there to die. He got out. He's now a good quarterback, really good quarterback, solid quarterback. Outdueled CJ Stroud. They win 20-19 over the Texans. Final drive of the game. Then how about the Chargers? Jim Harbaugh, now 2-0 with the Chargers. They won another game against a division rival, this one on the road at Oakland. They beat the Chiefs in week 1. They seem to have a gritty, tough team, just like Jim Harbaugh coaches his teams. Chiefs, by the way, 0-2. They're at the Giants this week. So they got the Giants. And then they've got the Packers. So there's some of those things going on. A lot of, we talked about a little earlier, Travis Kelce drawing some criticism for wearing a free Rasheed or free 4 shirt before the game this last Sunday. Talking about a teammate who's pled guilty to some serious charges of drag racing, causing bodily harm, and leaving the scene of an accident. So the NFL suspended him 6 games. He's lucky he didn't get suspended for an entire season. And I guess Chiefs players are now trying to come to his backing or his aid. I don't know if it's a great look or not. But the Chiefs are 0-2, and then you're wearing shirts like that. Yeah, not so great. And I have a feeling they may be 1-3 in a couple of weeks as well.
You know what's a great look? Accountability.
There you go, Pro Joe. Couldn't agree with you. Could not agree with you. Lisa, good morning to you. Lisa says, I was at the game last night. I doubt there were 20,000 people at Busch Stadium. No, there wasn't. I didn't see any of it, but I guarantee, we're just kind of waiting for the season to end. I think there's 11 games left now. And then let's turn the page and move on to a better future. A couple other updates to get in there as well. We were talking about the news that Donald Trump said yesterday needs to save St. Louis. Talked about it earlier in the show when it comes to possibly using the National Guard in some way to help out in the city. Good idea, bad idea. Forest Park. It's been awarded the 2025 Landmark Award by the American Society of Landscape Architects. It's because of the restoration efforts, if you've seen it over there, HOK at the Forest Park Forever and the city of St. Louis that began back in 2000. So what they did was they revamped areas like the Grand Basin, Government Hill, and Post-Dispatch Lake. So they've still got that historic design that the park has always had, but able to make upgrades for the community. So congrats to everybody that's been putting that work together. Nice to get recognized when you do something well. Also, something that might make some news tonight, St. Louis County Council. You've got Councilman Mark Carter, who put forth a resolution for a resolution honoring the life and legacy of Charlie Kirk, the Turning Point USA founder. So that will be heard tonight. That was brought forward. Some just, interesting news, some updates from that standpoint that they'll be bringing there tonight. TikTok may have found a buyer, a deal allegedly in the works now between China and the U.S. from that standpoint. That's some other news that we can keep you posted on that's going to be coming up. Also, what else do we have there from the standpoint that we were getting at? If you're starting to look ahead for plans this week, obviously Illinois football, congrats to the season they're having, ranked 9th. They play at Indiana. That should be a good game. Also, Mizzou, Saturday night, just about sold out. You could get some tickets off other places, but Mizzou, blackout night against South Carolina, ESPN, national game, 6 p.m. Tigers ranked 22nd in the coaches poll, 23rd in the AP poll. And the other thing that I was wanting to get back to that we were showing, we were talking about the national opinion now of adults and college educations. So we had to race to break before that. Then we had the interview with Dave. The lowest feeling ever about college being important is right now by U.S. American adults. That according to Gallup. And much of the reason has to do with indoctrination. Gallup, this wasn't a conservative pundit somewhere putting this together. That's a Gallup situation. So we told you about the most expensive schools. following that. And the one thing that I wanted to get into this, and does the ROI meet what you're actually paying for? The number one school in tuition and other cost was Northwestern, $115,000 a year. Guess what the salary of the grads are? $61,000 average. Those don't add up. Columbia University, $97,000 for tuition and cost, $55,000 salary of grads. Cornell, $92,000, salary of grads, $55,000. Cal, Berkeley, $73,000 cost, $47,000 salary. I mean, debt, and more debt before you even start. Penn's the closest. Penn, University of Pennsylvania. Penn, $92,000 for tuition and cost. Salary, $92,000. Duke, $89,000 for cost. $88,000 salary, average. NYU, $87,000 cost, $84,000 salary. So you're kind of around there. I mean, Brown, $91,000 a year, $61,000 salary of grads. So all of those things get broken down. It makes you wonder what's going on. Does that have something to do with the situation of colleges and Americans not feeling as if degrees are worthwhile, that they're very important anymore because of the debt and the hole that you get put into? I know it'll blow your mind from the chat line, that as well. Donna says the show gets better and better each day. I love it. We appreciate you jumping in on the show to do that as well. Also from the chat line, glad I got my degree years and years ago when you actually got your money's worth without the indoctrination. That coming from Greg as well. Anything else that you guys ever want to talk about on the show, just let us know. We have the People's Podcast platform for you. You can jump in on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Love it when you're here. Check out all the shows that we have. And you can do that at luinfo.com. Once again, luinfo.com. And we also wanted to promote, we have an app. We have a really cool app that is now out. You can download it. You can do it on Apple. You can do it on Android. And we're showing you right now what it looks like. It says KLIS on it. It is a blue background with red borders and white lettering. Download it on Apple and Android, and it'll take you right there. A lot of really good stuff. It's always improving. That is a fresh app. Go download it now and check out our programming all throughout the day. Another fantastic show. Did I get to everything? I mean, gosh, we're so packed. This is fast 2 hours.
I think so. We talked a little bit about the data center, but
oh yeah, the data center as well. Anyway, we try to cover it all. We do it. If you guys have stories, jump in on our email, artcitynow@gmail.com, or contact me directly. Somewhere on social media, let us know about story ideas, ideas that you have. Also tomorrow in our 7:30 time, so we're going to be talking with a doctor from Logan University in the St. Louis area, all different types of services that they're offering there. New medicine, in addition to the chiropractic adjustment, all kinds of, and that's kind of become big in the Robert Kennedy Jr. Maha movement. So we'll talk about that tomorrow at 7:30. For Projo, I'm Vic Faust. It's Art City Now. Thanks for joining us. We are your Lou Information Station, live and on demand at luinfo.com. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow at 6 a.m.
What are you so happy about? I'm on the pill. Aren't you two a bit old to worry about having more kids? Not her, me.